Hello, Summer Festival friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have another edition of Behind the Video, and I have two special guests with me today. Say hi, special guests.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Summer Festival fans, what's up?
I have your favorites, Jeffy and Kyle here, and they're here to talk about elderly mutant Ninja Turtles. Where did this idea come from? Whose idea was it? Do you guys remember?
Yeah, I do. So I actually pitched middle-age Ninja Turtles, and I was like, oh, it'd be really funny if they were like trying to pay bills and like had sore backs, and you were like, no teenager will understand any of that source material. Like, let's go older than that. Let's make it funnier. And it was a great call by you. So that's where the original sort of idea grew from. But like most things in Summerfest, somebody else got a hold of it and made it better.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we had that. Like, I came on board when Kyle was like, "Hey, I have this idea, and there's not many like dudes at this time that can really put some time into this." And I remember the shell, pun intended, of the idea, and I just remember that day of shooting. It was like, "Hey, how about we just do this? This would be funny. This would be funny."
Jeff just made a really good point that this video, unlike some of the older videos we were a part of where there was a different crew coming up with them and like writing great scripts, this one we really just showed up with 4 or 5 people and we're like, you know what, let's just start filming and get some stuff going. And there's a lot of gags that we did and some that probably didn't even make it in because we had no idea where we were going next. It was one of the things that made this video very fun. I remember a long shoot for this one.
I was gonna say I felt like it was a good like 5 or 6 hours for a good couple minutes of actual footage being used. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the casting. How did each turtle get cast? Where did it that kind of come up with?
I don't know how we got to around. I know one. I think Marty was going to be Michelangelo from the beginning,
From the
just
jump.
with Marty Party and his hat as his party. I mean, I think Michelangelo. I think Marty screamed Michelangelo. That was the one for sure we were going to have. After that, I think I jumped in pretty quick to say I was Raphael, just because I'll admit, one, huge turtle fan growing up, because I think most men our age might have been, and two, like between Kana and a couple of their friends, like we Ninja Turtles 2 a lot, Secret of the Ooze, are like, oh, a little too Raph.
Right.
And so I just think him just kind of like his attitude, I think, just jumped to me. And then I don't know how split between you and Alex between Leonardo and Donatello.
It's funny because this is like so many ideas for Summer Festival, the way they're born. I was sharing like seeds of an idea with Jeff and we were doing some of the casting and we were both like, well, Marty's clearly Mikey, like that's easy. And then Jeff was like, I think I have the perfect demeanor to pull off Raph. And I was like, well, nobody wants to be Donatello, so I'm definitely being Leo. And then we talked to Alex, and he was like, I don't have to be Donatello, do I? We were like, sorry, bud, you do. So I remember that. And then the funniest part about it, though, was we actually had to pull in Revens as well, if you remember, because we shot it one day, but we sang the chorus. Like the only part we wrote was a rewritten version of the Turtle song. And we realized how poor our talent was for singing, and I'm like the main one for that, and Revens hopped in and helped us out. So the cast was so assembled.
Yeah, I do remember needing to have some extra male vocals to really kind of round out the track. And I also think he makes a small guest appearance in it, and I think I do too, as like I think we're throwing a football so that Jeff can yell at us.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk to me. Do you remember about how you aged? Because these were just normal turtle costumes. Do you remember how you aged up? What makeup you used, or how you got to be elderly from these regular turtle costumes?
Hey, before you say normal costumes, these were pretty tight costumes. Like I just remember a lot of like trying to get comfortable, trying to pull them up in the back. But we just went into the Summer Festival sort of archive and we're pulling out wigs and glasses. And I remember like trying to put white powder in like my beard. I don't know, Jeffy, do you remember anything?
Yeah, you're right. I think the costumes were meant for like the tweens, and we are like, all right, this is for middle school camp. We have to like somehow make these comfortable. But other than that, I think I remember taking like, I think it was flour, and I mean just by the handfuls. And I think it got to a point where we were like lightly doing it, and it ended up turning into just a slap fest between everyone. We were just thinking it would stick harder if the harder we hit. And so I think by the end we were just covered in flour. So I think just the gray hair and things like that ended up dandruff as well on a lot of the costumes. Um, but yeah, I think we had abundance of bald wigs, which is funny for camp. Um,
Jeff, were
I think
you
Kyle
wearing
made
a
a
bald
joke.
wig
I
back
didn't
in the
have to
90s?
use a bald wig at that time. So I was lucky that the flour just stuck to my natural hairline. But yeah, I think it was nice because yeah, I think those are the one of the better and more movie quality costumes we've had. I know Seth and Alex talked about they just had the shirts, so I was pumped when I saw it. We even had like the feet, and I know they would not go around our shoes because they were not for like adult costumes. But we were like, darn it, we are getting these feet to stay on. And so yeah, it was great to squeeze into these costumes.
You know, you just made me think of another fun thing about this. Part of what made filming this video so fun is all four of us guys were all the same high school class. So we're all, you know, we're all pretty much the exact same age, and we all loved the Turtles growing up. And so there was just so much of like, no, you wouldn't do that. You would do this. Like, just it was so collaborative and fun. And I remember there's a scene where we're all drinking prune juice. Like, we did a lot of little things like that. And I just remember uh, having to do more than one take because the first prune juice was like a chug. We all chugged it and we're like, oh, that's disgusting. And Tony was like, now I need you to actually like sip it, like stop competing and really like give us the shot. So there was just a lot of joy on the set that day, which I think was fun.
It was pretty funny the amount of turtle knowledge we all collectively share. We're like, I think Michelangelo would do this. Everyone would be like, good point, good point.
What's your guys' favorite gag in the movie?
A lot of like the B-roll when we're like breaking down the characters. So even like Donatello does machine, you know, and like Alex has like all these like phones and things like that. Me shooing, and then Marty just sitting in his wheelchair, and we let it go for like legit two. That might be a good 25% of the video is just Marty sitting in the wheelchair. Um, but I think for me, the very end where I just say the line like our shells are on fleek, which is one of super whenever this video came out, like I don't even think the kid like the students nowadays would even know maybe what they're still use that.
Tell you one thing, guys. Our shells are on fleek right now. YOLO!
But that was probably like another 15-20 minute like riff session where we literally were just spitballing out just random phrases. And one, I think that was probably the only clip that was usable because we weren't all laughing at what we were saying. And so I just remember the end clip again, just 20 minutes of just one-liners back and forth between the four of us, and we only used about 5 seconds worth of in the video. So
You nailed it. That's I was gonna say we were riffing at the end, and I just remember these shells are on fleek right now, and like we had to shoot that line multiple times because we were all just cracking up, and we were like, that's the part of making these videos that I don't think people see sometimes is I didn't know Jeff was gonna say that, and now I'm on camera trying not to laugh, and then the next time it's even harder because I know he's going to say it, and now I'm trying not to laugh. And nobody's better at that than Jeff, but Alex is a close second. So that was a lot of fun.
Well, I am just so humbled to have gotten to serve at camp with both of you for so many years, and your dedication to students, and how much you love Summerfest, how much you love Jesus, and how much you love the teenagers that show up at Summer Festival. So I just want to make sure that I publicly say thank you to both of you for your service. And another thing I'm grateful to both of you is you are financial supporters of Summer Festival. Beyond just giving of your time, you give your financial resources. And I just wanted to ask, why do you do that? Why is Summer Festival so important to you? Why do you support this camp financially?
yeah, I think for me, it all started. It's been a part of my life. It's kind of crazy. I know we weren't able to do it this summer, but I know the previous summer, I think Kyle and I both hit 20 years or 20 summers, or whether it was a camper or a staff. And it literally got to a point where that was almost 67% of our entire life is, been involved with this camp. And it's so important because as a camper, it was great. And I got connected and, I won't say it was my first like true God experience, but it definitely got me a lot closer. But actually when I became a staff and saw the effects it can have on different people, that's what kept me coming back and donating, because this camp is just such an amazing place for high schoolers to really make that maybe connection. And a lot of them, their first connection and their first God point. So if I can give, financially to this camp to keep it going, because I just know it means so much to a lot of our students growing up in just kind of a crazy world today.
Yeah, I think the reason I choose to give to Summer Festival is because it's been a place that's had tremendous personal importance to me. I started going when I was 12 years old, like Jeff said. It's a place I met best friends. I met my future wife there, all those wonderful reasons. But the thing I really love about Summer Festival is it is a place that young people can meet Jesus and ask questions that they might not ask in church, and know that there are adults who love them and care enough about them to enter into the tough conversations with them. I think that's a wonderful thing. It's a place where young people, old people, anybody can go and sort of be themselves, and we all buy into this community because we believe in what it stands for. So that's why I choose to support Summer Festival.
That's so great, you guys. Summer Festival has been so blessed by both of you in the ways that you've given and served. And if you would like to join myself and Jeff and Kyle's financial supporters, it's super easy. You can go to our website, summerfestivalcamp.com/donate. And there is a form to fill out. It takes like 10 seconds. Super easy. So come join us. Also, right now, we have these super cool Summer Festival Camp mugs that we're giving out. So if you make a donation over $30, we will make sure you get a mug that says Summer Festival Camp on it. A great little souvenir, and they're like super dope mugs too. They keep your drinks warm for like a couple hours. So our little way of saying thank you for being a supporter of Summer Festival. Thanks, everybody.